Okay, so today we are going to talk about dental caries, which is also called a tooth decay. Okay, so yeah, I hope you all are doing really good. And today we are going to talk about a tooth decay. So without any further delay, let's get started. Now, as you can see, this is a tooth pathology or dental pathology. And before going into a detail of the dental pathology, we should have some basic idea regarding the tooth. Okay, so that's why I'll have some basics clear regarding the tooth. I don't know why I'm having this issue. Okay, so suppose this is your beautiful tooth. Okay, and here we have a gingival membrane. Now tooth is divided into two parts. Upper part is called crown and lower part is called root. Okay, and on the uppermost portion we have something called enamel. Okay, so this part is called enamel, and in the in the very middle part we have something called a pulp. Okay, so although the tooth although the tooth seems very hard, what's happening? Okay, so pulp. So although the tooth seems very hard from the outside, it actually have a soft part. you know Everyone has that soft part, so tooth also has that soft part, and that soft part is called pulp. And in the pulp we have blood vessels. Okay, so let me show some blood vessels. We also have nerves inside the tooth. Okay, so just like any other organ, the tooth also has a nerve supply and blood supply. Okay, and in between the enamel and the pulp we have something called a dentine. Okay, so for now, just remember about the enamel, dentin, and pulp. We also have so many other structures like periodontal membrane, periodontal ligament, then cementum. Okay, but for now, just know about the enamel, dentin, and the pulp. Okay, so now let's talk about tooth decay. So it is basically a breakdown of the tooth by the acids which is made by the bacteria. So we need to take care of three things here. We need to take care of this acid, we need to take care of this bacteria, and we also need to take care of the sugar. Why sugar? Because this acid is formed from the sugar. Okay, so acid, bacteria, and sugar are main culprit here. Okay, and tooth decay is basically a breakdown of the tooth. So our tooth is made up of so many minerals like fluorine and calcium and all that. So when these minerals gets broken down, it is called a demineralization of the tooth. So in our medical terms, we call it demineralization of the tooth, and in the layman language, we call it breakdown of the tooth. So tooth decay is basically breakdown of the tooth or demineralization of the tooth by these acids which are produced by the bacteria. Okay, so uh, before going into the risk factor and etiology and all these things, let's have some clear idea regarding the pathophysiology. Because once you have understood the pathophysiology, it is going to be very easy for you to know the other stuff. See, biology is not always about mugging up the stuff. Whenever you feel like understanding the topic, you should always understand it, right? You should always focus on the pathophysiology, because once you know about the pathophysiology, then you can know the rest of the stuff. Okay, so here we have a bacteria on the tooth surface, and that bacteria uses a sugar which has stuck on the tooth. So suppose there is a tooth and that some sugar is stuck on the tooth. तो कोई sugar जो है वो दांत के ऊपर चिपकी हुई है, and then the bacteria comes and that bacteria will eat up that sugar. So it's a snacks time for the bacteria, right? That bacteria is having a snack on your tooth. So your tooth is a dining table for the bacteria. You can say that. Then there would be a formation of the bacterial colony. There would be other bacteria also join the bacteria, those previous bacteria. So there would be a large bacterial colony. It is called bacterial biofilm. So now they are having a group party. Okay, so first there was a next time, now they are having a group party. So more acid formation, more bacteria, more acid formation. And with this acid formation, there is a demineralization of the tooth. And that demineralization is called tooth decay, which is also called a tooth cavity. Actually, a tooth cavity is a later stage. Tooth decay results into the tooth cavity if not treated well. Okay. So yeah, this is about basic pathophysiology. Now here also one thing you should know, that saliva plays a major role here. If there is no saliva, then this process becomes very easy, because saliva has so much protective function here. Saliva doesn't just help in the digestion, it also have a protective function. Saliva contains enzymes, antibodies, and saliva also has a flushing action on the tooth. Flush, just like uh, flush in our bathroom or toilet. Saliva also flushes the tooth, and that prevents the sticking of the bacteria and the food and the sugar on the tooth. Okay, and saliva also maintains a pH. So that's how the saliva protects from tooth decay. Okay, so now let's understand the risk factor. So as I have talked about the saliva importance, so less saliva formation would make you more prone to the tooth decay. And the conditions like Sjogren syndrome, like diabetes, and some medications like antihistamines and antidepressants causes less saliva formation. In the Sjogren syndrome, we have less saliva formation, and we also have a less tears formation. Okay. Diabetes also causes, due to some reason, less saliva formation. And these medicines have a side effect, and they, as a side effect, forms less saliva, causes less saliva formation. Okay. Poverty and poor cleaning habits can also lead to tooth decay, because tooth hygiene is something very essential here. If you maintain a good tooth hygiene, then you are not going to have a tooth decay. Okay, prevention is always better than cure. Now organisms. So this is due to acid, right? We have talked about in the pathophysiology that this demineralization occurs due to acids. So the bacteria would be acid forming bacteria, right? It's as easy as that. We have lactobacilli, strep sobrinus, mutant strep. Okay, so these are the organisms. Pathophysiology we already talked about, you can just go through it. Okay, now sign and symptoms. So we all know that tooth decay causes pain, but initially there is no pain. Okay, because let's go back to the structure of the tooth. Suppose this is your smiling tooth, very happy smiling tooth. Okay, so when the tooth decay is on the surface, it doesn't reach to the nerves. Here we have nerves and blood vessels in the middle, as we have talked about. So it doesn't actually reach to the nerves. So that's why in the initial stages we don't even know that we are having a tooth decay. Okay, but later stage, on the later stages, we feel the toothache and tooth sensitivity. Okay, now you need to understand tooth sensitivity here. Basically, very hot food or very hot water or very cold food, uh, yeah, very hot food or hot or cold food, or very hot water or cold water. Okay, this time I get it right, I'm sorry. So these things can irritate your nerve endings. In the pulp we have nerve endings, and these things can irritate the nerve endings or stimulate the nerve endings, and we have a sharp pain, and this thing is called tooth sensitivity. So even though in the beginning stage we don't have a toothache, we will first have a tooth sensitivity, and then later on we would have a toothache. Okay, and we can also see visible holes or pits, right? And we can also see brown, black, or white staining. First it is a yellowish brown, then it becomes dark brown. Okay, and that is due to plaque, dental plaque. Okay, now what is plaque? So plaque is basically a bacterial biofilm plus that proteoglycan molecules, sugar molecules, and water, and all these things combined which sticks on your tooth, and that is called a plaque. Okay, so plaque is basically bacteria dining table, you can say that, right? Bacteria, sugar, and water, and all that. So yeah, so these are about the sign and symptoms. Investigation, see, basically only two investigations are needed. One is inspection, and then there is a x-ray which is called radiograph, right? With the uh, with the dental mirror, an explorer, and a good light source, we can diagnose the tooth decay very easily, and dentists use this stuff to diagnose a tooth decay. But dental radiograph can confirm the tooth decay, and it doesn't just confirm the tooth decay. uh, from the dental radiograph, we can actually see the level of the tooth decay that has occurred. Okay, so we can see the spread, मतलब टूथ डीके कहाँ तक पहुंचा है, कहाँ तक हुआ है, right? That can be known with the dental radiograph. Differential diagnosis is done with the dental fluorosis. Dental fluorosis is a condition due to high fluorine intake, and there are yellow discoloration of the tooth. Okay, hypomineralization of the tooth occurs in the children below the age 8. Okay, so it is in the below 8-year old children, in the milk tooth. Okay, it doesn't occur in adults, and in this condition there is a there are stains, but there are very lightish yellow type of stains. Okay, whitish yellowish type of stains on the tooth. Hypoplasia of the tooth is basically thinning of the enamel. Okay, so tooth decay isn't that much difficult to diagnose, I would say. Complications can include spread of the infection, and it can also include movement problems. Okay, so we have a movement problems like chewing problems. Okay, and we have infections like tooth abscess, swelling or pus around the tooth, damage or broken tooth, and in the rare cases we can have cavernous sinus thrombophlebitis, which is dangerous condition, right? Okay, and here in the tooth decay, prevention is the most important. And in the prevention, basically toothbrushing and gargling after the meal, these two things are uh, very essential and very enough, I would say. Flossing can also be done. Flossing is basically cleaning of the tooth with the cord. Okay, and professional hygiene care, this is something which normal people doesn't do. Like middle class people doesn't go for professional hygiene care. This is something what VIP people does or celebrities does, which is regular dental examination. In the foreign countries they do this, and professional prophylaxis, right? And in the treatment, we have two type of treatment: non-operative and operative. Basically operative treatment is preferred. Non-operative treatment is done only in the case of initial tooth decay. Okay, so अगर infection spread नहीं हुआ है deep तक, suppose this is a tooth, okay, and the tooth decay is on the surface, then the non-operative treatment can work. But if suppose this is a pulp, okay, so if the tooth decay reaches somewhere, right, somewhere like here, then the root canal is done. Root canal treatment is generally done. And if the infection spreads even beyond this, then we only have a one option, which is tooth extraction. In another words, removal of the tooth, because now the tooth has become useless, you know. So we have root canal treatment and we have tooth extraction treatment. There are other treatments also, but we are not supposed to know that much. This is a subject of the dentistry. Okay, and in the non-operative treatment, we have sugar intake management, oral hygiene management, and application of the topical fluoride on the tooth decay surface. Okay, so yeah, that was it. I hope you did like my video, and if you do, And if you did, then please make sure to give me a thumbs up, and also make sure to share and subscribe to my channel and help me to give you more content like this. So yeah, that's it.